but we're now about to watch this semi-final of the Princess Grace Challenge Cup between the crew from the Netherlands against effectively the Great Britain quad on the right of our shot.
So a very good start here by both crews. It's about getting out to rowing as long as you possibly can, as quickly as you possibly can, whilst getting as many strokes in as you can to get the lead. And I think the Dutch here are rowing very well. I think they've got a slight lead here at the end of the island. Great.
Well, the Dutch look really nicely together down in the British. Maybe their blade work's not just quite as tidy in these first aggressive stages. They will look to settle into more of a rhythm, and I think we're going to be in for a pretty good one. These two crews will be familiar with each other, as we see Matthew Vincent there with the umpire's flag, encouraging the crew from the Netherlands to just steer back onto their station.
Yeah, you saw there, Greg, the British crew on the right-hand side of your screen on the bucking station. That's the challenge when you go off the start. The island, when we move off the end of the island, what happens is the stream tends to push you across towards the Berkshire station where the Dutch were, and then you always have to steer back towards the booms, and that's a really tricky thing to then correct, and then it affects your rhythm, and then you can see here the result. Basically, the Dutch have got into a nice rhythm and they're moving away.
Well, the Dutch crew are moving away. They look really quite upright in their bodies. If I look at the British crew, particularly looking at Charlotte Hodgkins-Byrne in the stroke seat, she looks really rocked over and trying to really kind of press her legs and get connected, and wants to make sure she doesn't lose any of that strength and power that she's got in the stroke seat.
Yeah, they won a bronze medal in the 2017 World Championships. So they have quite a bit of pedigree. But the Dutch crew, silver in Rio 2016, and two members of this crew in the Dutch crew were in the 8 at the Rio Olympics as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a boat that Great Britain are really looking to try and build. As I say, the 2017 they got a medal, first one since 2010. So really looking to try and get a quad to really work. And it looks like there's real quality here. Just laid in the bow seat, former very successful junior, but we see again the crew from the Netherlands, I've got to say, coming off the station a bit.
Yeah, I think Matthew may be raising the flag in a minute. They're moving across quite a bit. What you saw, Greg, just a second ago, I went past one of those the ducks on the right hand side, and they actually clipped their blade, but they seem to cope with it well. And that's the thing about international racing, Greg. Anything can happen, but you have to maintain your composure and you have to stay in that rhythm. And we talked about rhythm earlier on. You can see the Dutch crew here, slightly better rhythm than their women's 8 earlier on against New Zealand, and they're swinging that boat along. It's sort of almost like bouncing along. Lovely, lovely way of rowing.
And as you say, that relaxation means you can afford to hit a little wave, or you can afford to hit a duck without actually then suddenly being so tense, because you've got a kind of Vulcan grip on the handle that the blade might bobble around or get banged out of your hand. You can just react to it. You can just feel that. And I think that's what good sculling looks like. You talked earlier about kind of playing the piano on the blade handle. And if you've got that relaxation, then you can handle anything. But it looks to me like the British team here on the left are really trying to make some kind of a move, make something happen. But the steering's still wandering around a little bit, so they're not quite getting value for it.
Yeah, they moved a little bit too far over from my liking to the Berkshire station. And they've had to correct again. And this is the challenge, Greg. This is the challenge. This is the difference to international racing. You've only got the booms on your right-hand side to guide you, on the left-hand side, and so you can move around. The Dutch moving again across. So, to be honest, I'm not very happy about either of these crews for their steering, Greg.
No, I'm with you. We're not liking the steering here. Sorry, team. Normally, as you say, you would have the buoy line in between you, so you'd know you're meant to stay in the centre of your lane. Of course, here you don't stay in the centre of the booms. You stay to one side of the booms and try and find that even balanced position. There are the steering markers behind you, but there's now quite a long way away, effectively those rifle sights behind the steers people try to line up. The crews now have got themselves fairly well settled, I think.
And Greg, look, I think the British are doing a fantastic. They're actually coming back here. Really, really good job. You can see where they're steering off the V, the orange V, and the circle behind them. But the Brits are moving back. Here we go, Greg. We've got a race on.
Yeah, great call, Alex. So you can see the British crew now looking to respond to the early move from the Dutch crew. The Dutch crew still look very calm, look really relaxed, but is there a little bit more aggression coming from the crew from Great Britain?
Yes, it looks like very matched stroke rates here. Slightly heavier crew in the British crew at 75 kilogram average versus the 72 kilogram average, only 3 kilos in it, but maybe slightly more power. And as they get further down the track, but they're coached by Jürgen Grobler, now the chief coach of the men's and women's team. And one thing, Greg, we know about Jürgen's program, it's all about endurance. And it's that second half of the race where all the training comes in and you can move back. Anybody can get a lead at the beginning, but it's about how you move down the second half of the course.
Well, let's have a look and see if that endurance training is going to pay off for the British quad. We've got them at about 35 strokes a minute, similar to the Dutch. They look like they might even have moved up since they took that rate. And I think they're definitely making inroads here. They were nearly a length behind. This is looking like it's coming down to about a canvas, as we're going to see a beautiful overhead shot.
Absolutely. Jess Leedon will be leading that crew from the bow seat. She'll be sniffing what's going on her right-hand side. She'll know that crew is there, and she'll be telling her girls, right, we need to go. We need to go now. 36.5 strokes per minute, and they're moving back. I mean, Greg, I love this part of the racing. This is when I was in my element. I would have been screaming at you. Here we go.
I know you would have been screaming at me. You'd be looking to get everything you can out of the crew in front of you. But I think the crew from the Netherlands have responded.
Oh,
both
here we go.
crews now at 37 strokes a minute. So this Dutch crew have responded. They're a classy crew. They got silver at the European Championships when the British got 5th just earlier on this year. They want to hold off this push coming from the British quad, but there's still plenty of racetrack to go.
Yeah, as they pass the mile and the 8 progress board, there about 2 feet in it here, Greg. Okay, this is what rowing is all about. This is why you train. This is the moments that you live for. The British are doing a fantastic job. They've got the home crowd next to them. Come on, girls, here we go.
The British crowd are going crazy here at Henley Royal Regatta, and it's hard to say whether that quad in the yellow boat from Great Britain is going to come level with the Netherlands in the blue boat. For me, the Netherlands are still holding on to a tiny lead. They're passing the progress board.
So
I always think this is 10 strokes to go. 10 strokes to go to the line.
They've moved ahead. Charlotte Hodgson's got the crew just in the lead. They need to hold on. Come on, Charlotte, here we go. Team GB, here we go.
Alex Partridge giving himself away, supporting the British quad, coming down to the line. Here it is, and that's going to be too close to call. The girls look across from side to side. I don't think they know who's won. I can't be sure of who has won. We're going to have to wait for a photo finish, or at least a camera bang on this finish line. We've had some close racing so far in this regatta. What a performance here. You can see this Dutch boat in the shot, and it does just cross the line. So close.
So close.
What is that? A foot? Probably less than a foot.
That's the same.
30 centimetres maybe.
Yeah, that's the same verdict that Matthew Pinson won the Athens Olympics in 2004, .008.
But confirmation there of that win in the Princess Grace Challenge Cup for the Hollandia Roeiclub over the crew from University of Cambridge and Reading Rowing Club.